What is going on, guys? You know who it is. Joe Brennan, Strong Island Fitness. Promised you guys I was going to put out a back video for you guys, and here it is. Before we get into that, I want to show you something. This was probably the best the best investment I have made in a very long time. Now, your boy doesn't have to travel all the way to the gym to do fasted cardio every morning. Got that treadmill for 50 bucks. Some guy selling it, him and his wife got it, they didn't want it anymore. So I took it because if any of you know, when you have to do fasted cardio for an hour every single morning, just getting up out of bed to get your stuff on to travel is the worst part of it. So now I can just roll out of bed and go get it done, and best 50 bucks I ever spent, really good treadmill. So I'm excited about that. Now for the video, what I'm gonna do is I made a really cool edit for you guys, kind of a compilation of the whole workout, and then after that, I'm gonna step by step break it up of what we did through the entire workout, kind of show you the rep ranges, everything, and a full workout video. But the cool edit is gonna come first. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Check it out.
I can't lose this time. I can't lose this time. Yeah, I can't lose this time.
You have to give it everything you got.
Alright, yeah, so I know there's a lot going on there. So now we're going to show you step by step what exercise we did from start to finish. So to start this off, we did a little bit of rope pull downs, I guess if that's what you want to call it. Really focusing on stretching at the top of the movement, coming down and squeezing. I personally love to start my back workouts out with this exercise just because I have a really good mind and muscle connection with this exercise. I could really squeeze my lats and get them on fire before I start working out. And I do think it is important to kind of engage the muscle that you're working before you actually, really start to do those heavy movements. Really to kind of just build that mind and muscle connection. So we hit 4 to 5 sets on this, no less than 10 reps. I mean, we pretty much were doing sets of like 10, 20, 30 reps, really to just squeeze and get that mind and muscle connection down. Now after that, we hit some T-bar rows. Now my boy Anthony doesn't want to go super heavy. He's kind of doing a deload week. He hasn't really taken it easy and take his foot off the gas in a while. So he wanted to go a little bit lighter. So what we did is started off, I think, 3 plates, and I went all the way up to about 7 plates. I even got him to go up to 5, and he didn't even want to do more than like 3.5. I'm a bad influence. But we ended up doing that. I was going anywhere, really shooting from like 6 to 15 reps. I'm not sure how much I got on those 7 plates. I think I did like 5 or 6. So pretty much that's where I was shooting for. I wanted to keep it very heavy with the T-bar rows. The form, I'll admit, was not great at 7 plates, but I'm really trying to go heavy and force as much weight on it as possible, especially being in such a calorie deficit. I think it is important to really go heavy and really just completely break down the muscle as hard and as brutally aggressive as possible. So after we did those T-bar rows, about 4 sets, what we then head to was a lat pull down machine. But what we did on this exercise is you actually hold it full extension with one arm, and then you do the work with the other arm. So basically, as you can see here, we're kind of, holding on to both grips and then just pulling down with one arm at a time. This really allows you to focus on contracting the lats and really getting the best squeeze out of this movement. I really, really like it. Shout out to Arash Abar. We saw this from him, and it's a great workout. It's really good to engage the back. Give it a try. We did about, I think we did three or 4 sets on here. Again, rep ranges for me really went anywhere from 8 reps up to about 15. And the next thing that we ended up doing was pull downs, cable pull downs. Okay, but we used the now grip, which we use for the T-bar row, and we went very, very low, almost pulling towards like the center of your abs or the top of the abs. We went very low. What this does is enables you to really, really target the lower lats for a lot of people, which is it's a very big issue. So this is the exercise that we ended up doing for this, really targeting those lower lats. We kept the reps pretty high, never dipped under 10 reps, anywhere from like 10 to 15 is what we hit. Pretty lightweight, really focusing on squeezing and contracting the muscle. For our next exercise, what we did, again, really trying to target those lower lats. As you can see here, we're doing dumbbell rows, but we're pulling to the hip. Okay, when you do a traditional dumbbell row and you're pulling up almost to the rib cage or the lower chest area, you're targeting more of kind of the upper outer lat. But really, when you're kind of swinging at the hip and kind of giving it a little bit of an angle, as you can see here, what that does is really help activate those lower lats again, which is a bigger issue for a lot of people. So I really, really like to emphasize that. Here we did about 4 sets on this. Again, I didn't go heavier than 75 pounds, you know, really hitting that for like 8 to 10 reps. You don't need heavy weight if you're pulling to the lower lat and really squeezing. Not like you could do, you know, traditional 150-pound rows doing it, you know, the traditional way. Next exercise, what we did is basically just a seated row. But this exercise was really targeting the upper middle back and like your lower traps. This, for me, is my biggest weak point in my back, which I believe is really that upper middle back. I feel like that is even harder to hit than the lower lats, just because it's in a very weird position to hit those lower traps and you know, that upper middle back area. That seems to be a big issue for a lot of competitors. So this exercise was really, really focusing on squeezing that upper middle back, and we're really trying to target that area of the back. And as you can see, the way that this seated row is positioned and the grip that we used, we're kind of pulling almost towards the chest instead of down by the stomach or the rib cage, which is allowing us to activate that part of the back. We did 4 sets here, 10 to 15 reps, really slow, just focusing on squeezing the hell out of the muscle. And for our last exercise, what we did here, guys, is some hyperextensions. I wanted to do deadlifts, however, this workout lasted pretty long already as it was. I usually don't go more than an hour, full out intensity, obviously. But it was getting kind of long, and deadlifts do take a long time in between sets, and I really wasn't trying to overkill it. And I do believe I feel a really good squeeze in my lower back doing these hyperextensions. Anthony was doing no weight. As I said, he's really just trying to focusing on you know, kind of deloading and giving his body a little bit of a break. I went up to I started out with a 25-pound weight and then went up to a 45-pound weight. Again, the reps didn't really go under 10 reps there either. Really focusing on coming to the top and squeezing the hell out of the lower back. This will really give you that dense lower back and that Christmas tree look from when you're hitting your back poses. And that's you know, a lot of competitors miss that as well. However, I believe that my lower back is pretty good. But that's no excuse to not train it. So we threw in a few sets of that as well here to wrap up the workout. That is it, guys. That was the back workout. Very short and simple. As I've explained in my videos before, I like to keep my workouts, you know, around an hour, maybe sometimes slightly less. It's just all out, full-blown intensity. That's how I like to train, and I feel like that is the best way to do it. Get in and out of the gym and really hit your body as hard as possible. If you like the video, be sure to like it, comment, subscribe to your boy, Strong Island Fitness.